Alright guys, welcome back to the PTI in Philadelphia. This is going to be the semifinals match between Majin, my teammate, obviously know this guy very well, versus Corey. It's going to be Kano versus Rhinar here. Usually considered a bad matchup for Kano because Rhinar is going to be one of the ones that are, out of the three brutes, I think Rhinar is the worst one because of Intimidate. But it is pretty interesting to see what happens here. Majin going first here. Had the choice of going first or second, goes first, because you can't get a little bit of high rolled from the Rhinar side, going second here, but you also can take a significant amount of damage if you are just like, going first. You play a whole bunch of cards and then go through here. So Majin, obviously good testing partner here, is going to play this Swell Tidings here for 5. Pitching that Lesson of Lava. His opponent does have AB3 here. He's going to pitch 2, a red and a yellow here, and take 2. Get a 38. Is playing the Skullhorn, and it has AB3 plus Beaten Trackers and that strapping, the backbone strapping for the chest piece, which allows you to get resources, half the amount of resources that you do. You roll, you get half. That's pretty much it. But this is usually the worst of the matchups for Kano out of the brute side. He's gonna pitch a Berserk here to play a Pulping. He's gonna draw and then discard, see which one. We'll have Dominate here at the middle one. Okay, it's going to be a 6, so it's going to Intimidate. So 2 Intimidates here. Should be 2 because the Pulping and then that other Intimidate. But it only has 1 card left in his hand, so you might Minax after this. Majin has double yellow in his hand. He has a Tome and then a Lesson of Lava here. Majin with those sweet metal fab token sleeves here, on obviously the pro team of metal fabs, which is going to be announced more at PTLA, but a little quick insight at this event because obviously he did get to top 8. So Meat Axe here, he's going to draw a discard. It's not going to be a 6. This is going to come in for 3 here for this Meat Axe, because it did not hit a 6, so it's going to get +2 as well. But he's going to take it here, so it's going to take 6 damage on this turn. After double intimidating, his hand intimidated the Wildfire plus a blue E-Pot here. So see if what he wants to do. Okay, plays yellow Tome from his arsenal, draws 2, he's going to gain 4 here. Chooses to get the 2 resources instead of the 2 life, but it's going to be only 1 life because choose the 2 resources over 1 life because he has the Tome in hand. Is going to pitch twice to Kano. Has the blue flare plus the Tome. He's going to play the Tome, draw 2. Hits double blue here, so Kano multiple times again, has Wildfire that he can put in his arsenal as well. So Kano's again, looks at it, it's going to be a red flare, that's pretty big here. Can Kano one more time and then be able to, should be able to Kano one more time and then have 1 more blue, right, after his 3 cards in hand. Rhinar side, looks like he has a couple as a blue, a yellow, and I think 2 reds in hand. Rhinar has a little bit more of a significant amount of different okay, hits another blue here, so it's going to use the Crucible and then come in with the red flare for 4, and then it has 2 blue flares here, so flare obviously is going to pump the next spell that you do cast as well. If anything's going to get AB'd, this is going to be the one that's going to get AB'd here if the runner does have a blue in his hand. Takes 4. So it doesn't AB it at all. It takes 4 here. Then this flare is going to be a 5 damage flare here. Remember, all these flares pump the next spell that's going to happen here. So if he takes another 5 here, he's gonna the next flare is going to be 6. So it takes 4, 5. So it's going to take 9, and then it has to take 9 this turn, and then this is going to be for 6. So it takes another 6. So it took 15 damage this turn from the Rhinar side to keep this 4-card hand. Majin's going to arsenal that that last card in his hand, which was be the wildfire here. So we got the agility token here from that Rhinar side. He's going to swing with the Munex. He's going to draw and then discard. Okay, discarding the skull. It's going to get a resource plus the intimidate here. But it's just not going to respond to it. He has 3 cards in his hand. It's just going to let one of them get intimidated. He's going to get that extra resource here from there. And this is going to come in for 5 here from the meat axe. It's like he doesn't choose to activate his beat trackers. Does not seem like this would be the time to do that as well. So just comes in for 5 here from that Ravenous Meat Axe. Looks like he has a Potion of Deja Vu, a Red Tome, and a Swole Tidings in hand. Don't know what was the card that was exiled. Looks like his opponent drew a Sand Sketch Plans. So has looks like a blue or yellow Smash Instinct, a Sand Sketch Plans, and a 3rd card here. So block with the Red Tome, take 3, go to 25. Pretty interesting decision, because you kind of want to keep the Swell Tidings if that's going to be your play. And then it's going to be a red, looks like a red Agile wind up here as well for 7. Coming in, pitching, has 0 floating, pitching that yellow, looks like he's keeping that Sand Sketch Plans for the following turn. Doesn't really have too much of a concern that he's going to get like damage on his turn, because he already intimidated a card in his hand, and he blocked with a card from Majin's side. So 2 cards plus like Arsenal, you're not really going to take a significant amount of damage here. Thinking about what it could be here. Okay, blocks with the Swell Tidings 6-4, goes to 21. Had a little bit of smirk on Majin's side. Don't know if he really liked that decision. Let's see what happens. Has a Potion of Deja Vu. The last card. Oh, it's gonna be a Lesson of Lava. So not a bad card to be that last card, right? So can block with those 2 cards, which was perfectly fine. Would have preferred to have that the blue Deja Vu, obviously the intimidated card, because you could block for more and maybe play the Deja Vu out if you wanted to. But does get to just play this Lesson of Lava for 4 here. Maybe take 1 card out of your opponent's hand. You get to tutor an effect. Most likely, you get to put another lesson on top of the library. Opponent just takes 4 again here. Obviously, I think the play is just to put the Lesson of Lava back on top of the library, because you do have the Wildfire and Arsenal, and then you can keep chaining these Lesson of Lavas basically on your turn and playing these 2-card hands. Your opponent did take 4, so he's at 19, which is perfectly in time for like combo range as well if Majin gets to draw a whole bunch of blues as well. Draws a little bit of a sus hand here. Has a Blazing, a Sonic Boom, and a Lesson as well as a Blue. Plays Berserk out. If you don't know what Berserk does, Majin's gonna give it a little read. This card is not really played too often as well, so it's gonna be that Berserk. Until end turn, when you discard a card with 6 or more, you can banish it and then reveal the top card of your deck. If it's 6, you draw it. So he's gonna play a Sand Sketch Plan. Sand Sketch Plan is a tutor for a 6. Search for a card and put it in your hand and shuffle, and then if it's discarded, you gain 2 action points. If a 6 with 6 or more power was discarded, you gain 2 action points here. So pretty interesting here as the Sand Sketch Plan. Opponent has 2 cards in his hand as well. I think if you pitch a yellow to play this yellow Berserk here, doesn't look like his deck is like super blue heavy. I think you can just let the Sand Sketch basically happen from Majin's side, and then wait for whatever card gets discarded, and then make his assessment there as well. Because your opponent is still going to have 2 cards left in his hand. I think one of the things you can think about is he doesn't have he can't really go for the combo on this turn specifically. Also, his opponent should be, I thought, at 19. Yeah, he's at 19 here as well. So say if he actually had the combo here with like triple blue in his hand plus the Lesson to get the Blazing, right? Wildfire coming in for 6, his opponent would take 3, go to 16. Lesson would come in for another 6. Say, he has 2 cards in hand. Probably will get to AB. Say AB3 is another time. So it's only it would be 15 damage. So a little bit less, but obviously if your opponent AB is less than AB3, then you could win. But ooh, it's going to be that Beast within here. So it's going to Intimidate, and then it's going to be able to draw a card as well. So Berserk also does happen. So he's going to Intimidate. He's going to Intimidate a card. Berserk's going to happen, so he's going to banish the 6 and then draw a card. And then the Beast within is going to happen again. So he's going to draw 2 cards here. And he also has the Beaten Trackers. So he's going to be able to discard 2 cards. Have the Beaten Trackers, everything like that as well. So he's going to get 2 action points because of the sand. He's going to banish that card. He's also going to draw it because that. And then the Beast within is going to draw another Beast within here. And then Beaten Trackers, are you going to use that as well? This is a very interesting deck from the Rhinar side. You don't really see Berserk combo at all. Basically, he's still thinking about this. Beaten Trackers decides not to do it because he still has 2 action points here. This deck is super interesting. Drew 2 yellows here. See if he has anything else. He's gonna obviously pitch one of them. Oh, has a Wild Ride here. So I'm gonna draw, discard from this Wild Ride. See what happens. It's gonna be a smash. So it's gonna be a smash performance here as well. So it's gonna Intimidate another card from this side. And Berserk is also gonna draw another. Berserk's gonna reveal a Bear Fangs off the top as well. So it goes back to 3 cards here. Attacks for 6 with this Wild Ride. Give the Blazing plus the Sonic Boom. Isn't gonna block for 6 on here. Decides to keep his life total high. The blue plus the Lesson Lava got banished so far, so that is just like a, it's probably something that's perfectly fine. It's gonna pitch another yellow Bear Fangs here. Draw and discard. Still has that other yellow. Oh, so it has that Beast Within. It's gonna get the Beast Within, the Berserk trigger, and then the Beaten Trackers. Beaten Trackers are gonna go on the bottom of the stack basically, so you get to see. So Berserk doesn't draw a card. that's not gonna go there. Ooh, does it banish 2 cards? Banish 3 cards. So it's gonna be 4 damage here. They're gonna go to 14. And then it's going to be an 8. Does he want to give the extra action point here? Does not look like it. Oh, still has 1 action point because the first thing had go again. This doesn't have go again. Draw discard is going to be an 8. Let's see if he wants to do a berserk. Berserk's in order to draw this card. I think you do beaten trackers here. Because then you can swing the Ravenous Meat Axe. It's gonna be 8, and then yeah, because this Bearfang's gonna be 8. He's gonna pop the boots, so he gets an extra action point. Majin's gonna go to 5, and then it's going to be the Meat Axe here as well. Draw discard. He's gonna draw another 6. Berserk's gonna come, so he's gonna have that arsenal, and then Majin has to block with his tunic or he dies, so it goes to 1 here. Insane turn from this Rhinar Berserk combo deck. Actually insane turn. Obviously had to hit multiple Beast Withins for all this all to happen. Like, he has 5 cards in his pitch as a Rhinar. That's actually insane. Majin at 1 here is going to Arsenal the Savage. That was an insane turn. That's actually probably one of the coolest Rhinar turns I've actually ever seen. This deck is pretty cool. Looks like he just has a bunch of yellows and reds in his deck to be like all 6 power plus like other things like that. Really, really interesting. Majin now on. Let's go to his turn. Has the Lesson of Lava. Oh, it's just a red flare too, so it's not even a blue. So just a 3 damage coming at his opponent here. Let's see what he does. Looks like he has at least double yellow red. I don't know if he has a. It might be triple yellow red here. Then he has that Savage. Another one. I think it's like the 1 for 6 that you just discard a card from your hand and then draw a card here. So it doesn't look like he has. Looks like a little awkward from the Rhinar side here. Don't really want to take 3 and allow him to do anything. But if you like, if you pitch a red and yellow here to block the 3, and then you just come in for 6 basically on the next turn, you're leaving yourself open to die at 14 basically. He's gonna look at it. Look at the Lesson Lava. Obviously, is gonna do 3 damage, and then he can tutor a card. If he hits a 1 or less, a 2 or less, or a 3 or less, depending on how much damage it does deal. So pretty interesting spot from this game. This game, very, very exciting. They went from like 23 to 1, had a block 7, so it was 30 damage in 1 turn from that Berserk combo. Would have intimidated the full 4 cards from your opponent's hand if you didn't block at the very beginning of that. Actually insane to see. Totally see Berserk combo at all, but that is some powerful technology there. Actually super insane. Oh my god. I actually can't get over it. Let's see what he does here. Looks like he has okay, 3 yellows and a red, so he's gonna pitch 3. Doesn't have the blue here, so does get to pitch 3 as well. It's gonna be the Meat Axe. See what's going on this turn as well. He's gonna come in with that Meat Axe. I'm just gonna think about before the draw, discard, and then intimidate as well. Does only have 1 card in his hand, so would just have to be counting how much like damage he can do. Looks like he has a E-pot here, and I saw an E-pot and then a red spindle. So he has a red pot E spindle, and then it looks like he has another blue. we know that he has a Wildfire from his arsenal, right? So it's really on the math of like, are you going to kill him if you spindle? If you Wildfire spindle here, do you kill? Looks like, I want to say, a gaze on the very left, if I look at the artwork correctly. Looks like triple blue plus the op card. So if we're thinking about the triple blue plus the op card, right, it's going to be, you know, if you Wildfire for 6, worst case scenario, blue in hand, take 3. Also kind of think that you might actually be playing Oasis too. But after playing, like, seeing this Berserk combo, no way he's playing like Oasis in this deck. So you can kind of take that out, or Pummel, so you can kind of take that out of your consideration here as well. So, I don't know. This is a pretty interesting spot, right? So it takes 3, you go to 11, you can spindle for 7, and then your opponent goes to 4, and then hope to find literally any 0 would kill him as well, but that's like, if you have all the resources to do all of that, it's a lot of resources. You need a Kano twice. So Kano twice is 6 resources. Then you have to Crucible. So your 6 resources there. You have to Crucible Stormshredder's node, which is 9. And then you also have to pay for the Wildfire and the Spindle, which is 13 resources. So even if he drew a blue off the top of the Ragnarson's hat, he would only have 12. So he can't actually do that without a Tunic or an E-Pot. So he can't do that this turn. So Wildfire would only be able to come in for 5. Then it would do 2 damage, then 6 damage. So it'd be it'd be 8 damage. Your opponent go to 6. A 0 for 1 wouldn't kill, but a Blazing would kill, would be the only out from that position. Let's see what else. See what he does here, because this just would come in for 5, right? So you draw, discard, you intimidate 1 card from your hand. You can always play a 2-card hand, basically. Okay, he's going to be a 6 power, so gonna intimidate. Axe coming in for 5. Obviously, he has 3 cards that block, so even if one of them gets hit, it's still pretty good. You can still double block and then not die. Okay, that gets banished. Looks like the red spindle a blue. So block for 6 here on a node. So it looks like he has just a blue plus a E-Pot in hand, so double blue in hand. Just gonna put the E-Pot and pass. Keeps the other blue. I'm gonna draw 3. Doesn't try to look at what the top card was with the blue in his hand either. So wants to keep that blue 100% of the time, which is makes sense. Makes sense a lot as well. Rhinar with this 4 card plus that basically a 5 card hand because he has the arsenal as well. Let's see what he can do. What he's going to present into, you know, Majin obviously being at 1. So pitches a blue. It's gonna come with a Blood Rush Bellow. Blood Rush Bellow, you can respond to additional cost. He discards a card, so you respond after he discards the card. Okay, isn't it Intimidate? Intimidate on the stack. I mean, you can't let any of this resolve, right? So this is the turn that you just have to go for it. You have the E-Pot, right? So it's pretty good. It's gonna Kano. Look at the top card. Ooh, red spindle. Let's see if he has enough resources in his hand. It's like just off camera, so I can't see. So we know how he has the Wildfire arsenal. We see the red spindle here as well. So we're going to activate Storm Shatters. Go to 2 resources. Go to 1 resource for that Crucible. Let's see what else we can do here. Okay, so there's going to be a blue pitch here. It's going to be that Wildfire. Is going to pay for the Metacarpus nodes here. It looks like. So it's going to go to 1 resource. 6 off the Wildfire. Oh, he's gonna activate Strapping in response. Makes sense. He's gonna roll. So it's 3, so you get 1 resource. You get half the amount of resources from the thing that gets rolled. So 3 is gonna be less, so it's just gonna be 1. So it's gonna AB3 is gonna take 3 from the Wildfire here. And then we're gonna pitch and then play Spindle here, and then Spindle is gonna be 4 plus 3 is gonna come for 7. So interesting case here is that he has to Kano with the last with the E-Pod and you'll go to 1 resource. I don't think you pay for the Metacarpus node here because you give yourself additional outs to Yellow Tome. If you don't, right? Because if you pay it here, obviously you're going to opt more cards, right? But you obviously the Blazing is the best card to hit here from the Spindle, right? That's like if you hit the Blazing, you win the game. But you're trying to put it into an out, like because this Wildfire is only doing 3. The Spindle is going to be 7 here. If it gets AB3, you take 4 to 7. So it's going to be 7 here. A 0 for 1 wouldn't do it. So if you're trying to give yourself more outs, so to hit that Yellow Tome is going to be an additional out here. You can also hit a 1 cost off the top. That might make the math a little bit better here for you. Say if he only yellow pitches and he takes 5, goes to 6. Lesson of Lava kills him, and you'll have 1 resource for that as well. So you're opening yourself out to so many more cards that will kill your opponent depending on what the last card in his hand is going to be. So it is going to be yellow, so it's going to take 5 damage here. So he's going to be able to opt 5 cards. He's going to go to 6. So Lesson of Lava is a kill. Looks like 3, 4, 5 cards. 5 blues. Just look 5 blues. One of them is Gaze. So it looks like Gaze, Voltic, and some other blues. None of them are the 1 cost one. The 1 cost one wouldn't kill either. 0 or the 1 cost one wouldn't kill. They're 1 off because it'd be 3, 4, 5. It would be 5 damage. So the 0 for 1 does not kill because you can pay for the Metacarpus nodes plus that Wildfire either. Be 5 damage, not 6. So looks like he's going to keep 2. It's like 2 cards on top. You have to keep. So you're looking at 5 blues. One of them is Gaze. You just have to put the Gaze back on top. Kano with the E-Pot. Draw the card. Right? Yeah. You have to. It's just put the 4 on the bottom. Put the Gaze on top. Potion to 1. It's Gaze. You have to redraw the 2. See off the 2 thing. Blazing. Blue. Boom. Blazing gets it. Puts the card on the bottom. This is gonna Kano. It's gonna be that Blazing. It's gonna be 11, 12 damage off there. Gets the victory. Holy, that game was insane. Good sequencing from Majin there. Wins that game. Super insane at the end. As well. Gets the Wildfire into Spindle, into Blazing endgame. Oh man, that was a good game. Berserk got to do its thing. Berserk got to do his thing, and then he got to do his thing additionally, which is absolutely insane. No, good job on both players here. That was a great game to watch. All right, I'll see you guys in the finals of the Battle Hardened, then in the PTI event next up. See ya.